Hello there, everybody. My name is DJ Longarms, and I am back for another episode of TurnTime. As you can see, this past week I did manage to get a couple more videos out to you. I did mention last time that it was going to be a little hectic because things were going on, but I did manage to get it done, so that's great. Now, moving forward, I will be able to put out videos still. I'm still going to be shooting for 4 videos a week, but I am starting school. I promise to at least do 2 videos a week. At least, at the very least. Like, that's what's definitely going to happen. But I'm going to keep shooting for 4 videos a week, just like I had been doing before all of this other stuff had been happening. So, moving forward, I've decided I'm going to give a new take on how on what games I'm playing specifically. I've been playing a few RPG Maker horror games recently, and those have been fun. Those are really interesting. I especially enjoy all the different stuff that can happen with them. So I'm not going to stop doing those, but I would like to start playing more immersive scary games, if that makes sense. Things like before when I played Amnesia and Penumbra. So starting this next week, I'm going to be recording playthroughs of another horror RPG Maker horror game that I haven't chosen yet, and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. Now, if you guys watched through my Amnesia: The Dark Descent playthrough, I already had played through the game a little bit before, and so I kind of knew a little bit about what was coming. I know nothing about A Machine for Pigs. Never played it, never watched anyone play it. I know no idea what's going on there. So, that's going to be a lot of fun. Again, though, as for the I keep calling it Horror Maker, it's weird. As for the RPG Maker game that I'm going to choose, like I said, I haven't picked one yet, but I have my eye on a couple of them, which seem to be really interesting, and they seem to be really scary. And you know me, I just love screaming into the camera for you guys. So hopefully you will enjoy those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving forward, that's what's going to happen on this channel. If you guys, again, if you have any suggestions for games I should play, please let me know. I am always happy to take suggestions, whether it's for a RPG Maker game or a different game like Amnesia. I am always down to take requests. Gives me an idea of what you guys want to see anyway. Okay, so that's everything for the channel. Now, like I've been doing in TurnTime lately, I'd like to take a minute to talk a bit about myself. And this week, I would like to talk a bit about my grandmother. If you watched my video last week, you know she was not doing very well. Not at all. And unfortunately, this past Wednesday, she passed away. My grandmother was someone that I always enjoyed being around. She was someone who, when I was very young, I'd spend lots of time with her. I'd go to her house. I'd always just kind of be there with her, talking to her, watching TV with her, watching movies with her, getting breakfast, lunch, dinner with her. Like, from the time that I was 6, this would happen. Maybe even earlier, and I just don't remember. She would take me places. I did Taekwondo, martial arts, for about 6.5, 7 years. And until I was able to drive, I started when I was like 10 years old. Until I was able to drive myself, which was only for the last year or so, she'd drive all the way to my house, pick me up, and then drive all the way to the Taekwondo place, which was over by her house. Like, she'd make this drive between her house and my house 4 times to come get me there, come bring me home, and then go home herself. And it wasn't until relatively recently that I realized just how amazing that is. I mean, first of all, given gas prices ever, the fact that she would drive me so much so far, just to help me and my parents out, was very, very kind of her, very nice of her, and that is something that I'll never forget about her. Um, she was very, very giving, very kind, very nice. Uh, she always, she did always manage to get on uh, my family's nerves. Before she was living with us, she would stop by, stop by occasionally, unannounced, and I didn't care. I loved to see my grandma. But my mom and my dad are busy doing something, or something's going on, or we're not home, or something. And when we show up and she's just there, we think, oh well, now we have this person that we have to interact with that we didn't think we would have to because we had other plans. And to me, that was never a problem. Like I'd always have plans when I was a little kid. I'd always want to play video games, but when my grandma was there, I was happy with her, just sitting and talking. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I suppose, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She moved in with us. She lived with us from then until this past Wednesday when she passed. And it was difficult for me, very difficult for me, to sit and watch all of this happen to her. To sit and understand that not only was my grandmother getting older, getting weaker, but she was losing her memory. She was losing the ability to recognize us. And there was one day, I look quite a bit like my father. I always get that. If you took a picture of him at 22 and me now, we look very similar. There was a day where my grandmother looked at me and said, "There's my handsome son-in-law." And it really hit me. Like even after that, she recognized me, and we'd still talk. There were times where it was totally fine, but that moment really made it hit home for me. But I don't want to dwell on that. It happened, and it sucked. It hurt. It was an awful realization to have, but I would rather focus on the fact that for so many years she was such a wonderful person. And I can hope for no better legacy to leave than that. She was someone I looked up to for my whole life, and I will never stop doing that. Don't ever take for granted the people who do big things for you, because they will be gone someday, and there will be nothing you can do. Okay, I am done being all mushy and sloppy. I love my grandma, but I'm okay. She's okay. Everything's fine. I just gotta keep telling myself that. Anyway, I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe to my channel. That is always appreciated. In the meantime, I will see you next time. Keep spinning, guys. Bye-bye!